really two reasons we started with Michael Matz, and it was before Barbaro. We had horses there for a couple years before Barbaro. He was a local, and he had a great reputation as a horseman.
When you're in horse racing, every trainer's dream is to have a horse that can go to the Derby. You go through so many horses that you hope will be the next one, and luckily my turn came up.
Michael Matz always really kind of stood out for me in just the way he handled himself. And once you learned more about Michael's story, you knew that, that this was a guy that really conducted himself well under pressure.
United Flight 232 en route from Denver to Chicago, attempting an emergency landing at the Sioux City Airport, crashed just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. There are survivors. Last reports indicate as many as 150, or about half of the people on the plane, have survived. Some of them were walking.
There was a lot of people that were killed and injured very badly, and we were lucky enough to survive the flight. There were 3 children that were flying to their grandmothers, and they were on the flight, and I told the man sitting alongside of me that whatever happens, we have to make sure we get these children out. And the plane did come to a stop. We were upside down, so everybody fell to the floor, and we got the children out. You just do what you have to do at the time, and thank God the children weren't hurt. If the same situation happened to my children, I would want somebody to do the same as I did for them.
The United States flag being carried by a member of the U.S. equestrian team, Michael Matz.
7 years after that horrific day in Sioux City, Matz enjoyed one of the Olympics' highest honors, selected by his teammates to carry the American flag at the closing ceremony of the Atlanta Games. But at the height of his athletic achievement, the 3-time Olympian was struggling with a difficult decision: continue a successful career as an equestrian, or pursue a growing passion for something else.
With the show jumping, I didn't feel to be pushed anymore. I just felt I was going through the motions, and the next step was to go into racing. And I thought, well, this is going to be a challenge. In 1 minute, I'm maybe in the top 10% of my profession, and now I'm at the bottom 10%.
He was known more for the show jumping world than he was as a thoroughbred horse trainer, but he proved that he was an all-around horseman and could train a thoroughbred.
To do what he's done in 2 equestrian sports is just amazing, and you know, he's very ambitious still.
He's amongst the top as far as caring, knowledge, knowing when a horse is ready or when a horse needs some more time.
Less than a decade after switching from the jumping ring to the racetrack, with Barbaro, Michael Matz now had an undefeated colt in the Kentucky Derby. Challenging traditional racing wisdom, Matz rested Barbaro for 5 weeks, a strategy that hadn't earned anyone a trip to the winner's circle in 50 years. But the confident horseman was going to do it his way.
I was one of those guys through the spring that kind of wondered exactly what Mike Matz was doing with this horse, and did he appreciate how tough it is to win at 1.25 miles before 156,000 fans on the first Saturday in May.
All we were trying to do was get a racehorse to a race, and the biggest race of his career, and you know, and I think Michael's shoulders are broad enough to stick to the plan, and we're glad we did.
He had a plan, he stuck with it, wasn't listening to the press, and it just told me, I've got this much confidence in this horse, he's very, very special. That was it. We're going to the Kentucky Derby, he's going to be ready.
I'll never forget standing on the backside in front of our media center and seeing Barbaro go by for the first time. First time I'd seen him on the racetrack, and I just remember standing there and literally saying, oh my God.
The Dark Bay colt was rested. Now, would Barbaro run the race of his life, under the twin spires of Churchill Downs.
It's always difficult to get names that haven't been used in the past, and we just happened to have a family lithograph of a group of foxhounds, and just picked the one on the right-hand side and just used that name, and that's how he was named.
It's the Indianapolis 500, it's the Super Bowl, it's the World Series, all in one.
It's a great piece of Americana. The time of the year, the beautiful thoroughbreds, the roses that go to the winner, you know, women in these large hats and all their Derby finery.
As a horseman, you think of the Kentucky Derby year-round. It's the biggest race in horse racing, the biggest race in the world. The people, the fans, the media, everybody makes it such an exciting event. And it's a kind of race that actually does change your life.
The consensus is that this is going to be a special Derby.
Just minutes away from the call to the post at Churchill Downs, Michael Matz made his first Derby walk. Meanwhile, jockey Edgar Prado was looking to make his 7th Kentucky Derby appearance his first victory.
I never told Edgar once how to ride the horse. I just said, let's go win a Derby.
Michael, you made a walk into an Olympic Stadium as an equestrian rider. What is this walk like? This is your first time compared to that Olympic experience.
Well, this is pretty exciting also, so I'm looking forward to the race.
I got thinking that, you know, I'm pretty lucky to be here right now, and, you know, maybe I might not ever get that chance again.
You wait and you wait and you wait all day long, and it's a long, long day, and then it's over in a flash.
Number 8 is Barbaro, trying to be the 6th unbeaten horse to emerge from the Derby.
My son, he had a smile from ear to ear, and he just said to me, he said, I know we're going to do good, Dad.
And they are off in the Kentucky Derby.
The gates opened, Edgar immediately got an ideal stalking position.
And here's that cavalry charge by us for the first time.
I looked at that first turn and I said, if he gets around the first turn good, we should be in good shape. It was almost like he knew. And he just did his job the way it was supposed to be.
From the time they entered the first turn with 7/8 of a mile to run, I couldn't see him getting beat.
46 seconds flat for the opening half mile, and it is indeed a grueling pace here.
He was asked to do things that he had not been asked to do before. The distance, dealing with the crowd, dealing with everything that makes the Derby so incredibly difficult to win, and did it with just almost disdain.
He was pretty much in control of the race. It was just a matter of time when I can turn it loose or tell him what to do.
Barbaro in the clear, poised as they move into the far turn.
When I turn my horse loose, I know I was going to just blow by those horses.
When it's time to run, for him to do what he did, it's just what a fulfilling feeling it is to know you did it right.
And here comes Barbaro. The undefeated Barbaro comes up on the outside, and he takes the lead as the field turns for home.
When Edgar said go, before you knew it, he was 3-4 lengths ahead, and at that point right now, they say, is there anybody coming after him? And there was nobody coming after him.
I got goosebumps on my neck. He just ran away from the field. You could literally see him drop and hit another gear.
And it is all Barbaro in a sublime performance. He runs away from them all, and he has saved something left for the Preakness.
There's 170,000 people cheering for him, and here he is winning the biggest race in America.
Everybody dreams about winning the Kentucky Derby. We're terribly blessed to be here and be standing here today.